Okay, thank you, Chair. Yes, I used to take you back a bit. Is that this project, just to expand on what the accountant has said, we were to partner with CPF to come up with an office block, the so-called Meru Tower. It was a commercial project which was supposed to generate revenue by leasing the excess office space to the willing other clients. But now, the project stalled. It is stalled at the preliminary stage. And due to lack of documentation and other logistical support from the government, we are not titled in. So CPF seemed to pull out of the project. And that is what we are saying. We are now exploring other avenues through PPP. And with that, the project is not on because there are no funding for it currently.
Yeah, you see, you are not clarifying things well to us. I am looking at the query. In fact, the query is very specific. There were 3 projects. There was the new county headquarters office block that so far the balances are amounted to 347 million. Then there is the Meru Rising Tower project that has costed so far 45 million. And then there is the Meru County Aggregation and Industrial Park that has already eaten 20 million. So all these comes to 413 million. So the clarity I wanted you to tell me is the county headquarters that is supposed to house the county headquarters. It is a separate project from the Meru Rising Tower project, which in the explanation, the manager, the accountant said that it was also going to be an office block.
Through Chair, I have now understood you.
Yes.
Now, the investment corporation at the inception, it had to have 3 major projects. 1, county hotel, then the Rising Tower. Now, when the Rising Tower did not take off, and now they were renovating the hotel, which was formerly owned by Meru County Council, at the time of Governor Kiraito, and the decision was made, we convert the hotel, which was being renovated, into an office block. Now, having done that, Chair, having taken over one of their major projects as the county headquarters offices. Now, the sustainability of the investment corporation was ordered by that, and it was agreed, county executive, we pay rent to the investment. I think put the answer correct.
Through you, Chair, I want to ask if the petrol station still runs, or you've rented it, or what are you doing with that property?
We leased it out.
Sorry?
It is leased to a private person.
Governor, because the chair is not listening, take my advice.
Honorable members, you know,
now we are suggesting we go to Meru and this is what we discuss.
Yeah, we
whether it will also be generating income, therefore to justify its transfer to the development corporation. If it's not generating income, there's no reason why it should be transferred to the development corporation. Also noting, Chair, that with respect to title documents of state-owned or government-owned property or entities, there are inherent risks as to why they must remain within the ownership of the county government.
looked at the county executive reports. How are these assets treated in the executive report? Are they treated as owned by the executive, or how are they treated?
Chair, just to respond to the question you've asked before I make a comment after the brilliant legal comment that has been made. We are currently undertaking the 25-26 financial year audit, and it is one of the areas that we might look into to just check on the ownership. However, when you look at the financial statements of the corporation, it indicates that the headquarters belong to the corporation, if that is correct. So that means that even if the ownership documents are in the executive, then we should not expect to see the headquarters in the executive accounts because they've been reported in the corporation. So that is an area that we will really look into in as far as the executive is concerned. Chair, just allow me to just make a slight comment or an addition to what has just been said. When you look at the receivables, there was a query on receivables that are long outstanding for the corporation. And if you look at these receivables, most of them, or a huge amount, almost, I think 80%, relate to the county executive. So actually what she has raised is an issue that has been raised in the report, where we are saying that the executive has payables, but they're not paying to the corporation. The corporation is treating this as receivables, yet in the executive's books, these have not been recognized as payables. So again, there's a lot of gray area that the executive needs to just look into and ensure that financial management has been undertaken procedurally. I submit, Chair.
Maybe through Chair. On this issue, you've raised here about the 20 million for the county aggregation pack. Auditor. This issue you raised about the 20 million aggregated pack. The position of Parliament is that the national government gave Meru County government 250 million, and Meru County government was to put in 250 million. So who owns that project now that the national government puts in some money and the county government puts it in money? And then where is this 20 million coming? And how far is that project in terms of completion?
Through the Chair, allow me to just go through, then I'll revert. Thank you.
Yeah, as you prepare, let's listen to Kinoti.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to echo what Council has talked about in terms of the risk of having government assets getting into private hands through the corporation. I've not had a chance of looking at the governance instrument or the act that established the corporation, but clearly from what he was talking about, it's clear that there are individuals who may own shares in this corporation where government assets are being transferred and the revenue. Secondly, that governance instrument or the act is a 2014 act, which is not clearly aligned to what National Treasury was reading in terms of establishment of county corporations. It's the county government PFM regulations, 200 all the way to 208, which is a 2015 regulation. And this is a 2015 to 2014 act, meaning it is not aligned to the 2015 regulation. So clearly there's a problem, a governance problem in terms of how the corporation was established. Thank you.
Yeah, and even Governor, in your own response, you've indicated that when you're responding to the issue of long-term receivable, you've indicated that even COB had a problem and issued new guidelines on how to manage this relationship. So clearly it means there is a problem, because the building has been given to the corporation, then the county is supposed to be paying rent after sponsoring the construction of the building, but now the county government is not paying the rent, so it's accumulating receivables. It's just looking very messy. It's just looking very untidy. So I think, honorable members, I think before we do our report writing, we need to visit particularly those entities that we have gone through, and to assess their viability and understand these problems better. Pardon?
You can go even this weekend, Chair. I'm very available.
No, you know the processes involved in inspection visit. So we will, Governor, we will come on the ground, see for ourselves what is happening. Because even for me, I'm trying to understand the 45 million that was given to the tower. I am not getting a clear understanding it was for what.
Chair, not only 45 million, there is another pending bill that is being followed up by the same service provider, over 100 million, is it? Yes. So we have a pending bill for the same service provider. I think he's an architecture or something.
And how come the OAG never picked that 100 million? It is not in your report, and the governor is admitting there is a pending bill of 100 million. Then you didn't bring it up.
And then also we need to understand the legislation. Did you attach the law establishing these boards?
Yes. We have a copy of the act, Chair.
You can provide it to the committee.
I can table, Chair?
Yeah, you table it.
Okay. Where is the clerk?
And if you have the other legislation for the other boards, please table.
And also for the microfinance, we have both acts.
And
Chair, I can make a comment?
Yes.
On the issue of the demand that the governor has mentioned. It wasn't disclosed in the financial statements for 24-25. So I guess it will be reviewed in the 25-26 financial statements. Yeah. And then on the issue of the Cape, the industrial park, it is true that an amount of 250 million was allocated. 230 million by the Trade Cooperative and Tourism, which is the county executive, and then the cooperation, 20 million. And this 20 million is what has been reported in their financial statements.
In fact, now that's industrial park is even more confusing.
Yes, yes.
Because you know, industrial parks are funded on counterpart funding between the national government and the county government. So now, with the cooperation in place, how do you now explain the input from the national government of 250 million? So I think, Governor, the fairest way to handle this is we come on the site and understand these things deeply. So, honorable members, I think we have a few minutes before the chamber starts. I think we'll end at that point. I know we are remaining with one more report. We will make a decision on how to handle that. But we have made a decision that because of the need to understand what is happening in Meru, we will visit make an inspection visit to Meru, where the auditor should be available and all the other partners should be available, including COB, because COB had given guidelines. So we want to understand on what basis they gave those guidelines. So I think we stop there, but before we adjourn, let me request the governor to make final comments.
Thank you, Chair. Mine is just to appreciate the support that and guidance that we are getting from the Ultimate Sectoral Forum for oversight. What we can commit is that, Chair, all your guidance, all your directives, we are going to work on them and ensure that we are impactful in terms of service delivery and giving value for money to the mwananchi of Meru, because that is why the county or devolution units were created, and we appreciate the support that we are getting from your committee. And you're most welcome to Meru, sir. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much for honoring our invitation. I think we will continually look at the reports you have given us, and as I said, make sure that we do an inspection visit very soon to get more clarification on the issues before us. Thank you very much.
And the Chair, ensure that Senator Kisang is in the team, because he has interests in Meru.
I don't understand what kind of interest. So, honorable members, I think we adjourn until on notice. Thank you.